would make anybody lose their faith. But we didn't. We hung on. And anytime anybody would ask him how he was, he would say, "I'm fantastic." And I'd look at him with tears pouring down my face, saying, "What a man of God." And we had every opportunity to share Jesus in there. And in my heart, I was thinking, in my head, I was thinking, "Dear God, this looks so bad for you. We're in a healing ministry. We see people around us getting healed. And what about us? Why isn't this happening?" I learned something. You never ask God why. We don't live on explanations. We live on His promises. And God has a purpose for everything He permits in our lives. But it was so hard to see these terrifying things. And, you know, I didn't even permit anybody who had a negative prayer to go near my husband.
That's right.
You saw
That's
me.
right.
I was paranoid. I had signs all over him. Don't lean on him. Don't touch this. Don't do that. Whatever it took to do. And not a negative prayer was said. Because I believe, you see, we are who we say we are. We're either believers in faith and trusting in God or we're not. This is not going to be a Mickey Mouse church where we pretend to be who we are. It's God's word, and His word does not return void. It will accomplish His will. And we prayed the prayer of faith, because I said we'll pray the prayer of faith till he's dancing on the streets of gold, and then we'll thank God for taking him. But there were so many instances where I believed in my heart, and so did many of you, that right there and then we were going to have this miracle. We came here on Easter Sunday, we were saying, "Oh, resurrection, he's going to get out of that chair and he's going to walk." You see, God doesn't always do things the way we want him to do it, or the way we think they should be done. And in the cafeteria in there's a star that I bought for him. The star says, "Pastor Fred's Miracle." And many times I'm saying, "God, when is his miracle coming? When are you going to be glorified?" And it just didn't come when we thought it would come. I watched my husband along with my children suffer immensely. You say, "Why am I sharing this?" Because I died already 1,000 times before he even did. Every time I'd walk in that hallway, I didn't know what to expect. And then on the other hand, my heart would beat like I was going on my first date. And then I was going to see my husband. But never knowing what to expect. It was like being an emotional roller coaster from minute to minute. Every time the phone rang, my heart sunk, thinking it was them telling me bad news, or whatever it may be. It was an experience that nobody should go through, because in 38 years of ministry, I have never watched anybody suffer the way I saw him suffer. And towards the end, where he lost his sight and he lost his speech, and there was nothing that he could express himself with. It was agonizing for myself and my children and my family to watch this. And it was at that point when I told God that I would trust him. But you know what I did? This is how mad I got at God. Now I say I'm not mad, but I'm going to be honest. Look to the extent. On my tree in front of my house, the moment he went in the hospital, I had a big yellow ribbon made and tied it around the tree because I knew he was coming home. And towards those end days when things got so bad, I couldn't wait to get home if something happened, to rip up that ribbon in shreds and put it all over my lawn, to say, "Look, this is his healing. Take this ribbon and just discard it." And you know what? The worse he got, it sounds silly to you, but this is how mean I am. That was my revenge, tearing up the yellow ribbon. But